I'm not going to tempt fate.
We'll talk again at half-time. Let's join our commentators, Jimmy Greaves, Brian Moore.
Thanks a lot, Elton. Let's first check on the two teams. Beginning with Coventry City, you've got David Speedie, of course, back after suspension. But in goal once more is Steve Ogrizovic. Number 2, Brian Burrows. 3, Greg Downs. 4 is David Speedie. 5, Brian Kilcline. 6 is Trevor Peake. 7 is Kevin Gallagher. 8 is Michael Ginn. 9 is Cyril Regis. 10, Steve Livingston, the man of the moment. 8 goals in his last 4 games, remember, and 11 there is David Swift. David Speedie then adds an extra dash and bite to Coventry's midfield. No doubt with Mickey Ginn alongside him once more with the task of containing the dangerous forward runs of Steve Hodge. The ball once again being hit forward quickly to the likes of Steve Livingston and Cyril Regis. Forest, meantime, have got Steve Sutton in goal. At number 2, Brian Laws, man of the match in the first leg. 3 is Stuart Pearce. 4, Des Walker. 5, Steve Chettle, who's recovered from an ankle injury. 6, Steve Hodge. 7 is Gary Crosby. 8, Gary Parker. 9 is Nigel Clough. 10, Nigel Jemson. And 11, a change here, Terry Wilson is in place of Toddy Orlickson. Just what does that Forest change mean, I wonder? Well, they say that Wilson will play right side midfield. That may be a smoke screen. It's also possible he'll be looking after the dangerous Speedie, with Crosby possibly moving to the right flank. Well, we're just about ready to go, and our referee today is Alan Gunn of South Cheney in Sussex. As Elton was saying, the weather can't make up its mind. An absolute downpour about 45 minutes ago. The substitutes here, Dobson and Drinkall for Coventry, Gaynor and Orlickson for Nottingham Forest. And away we go. Forest on this very wet pitch indeed, in the red shirts, white shorts, attacking the goal to our left. Forest, remember, leading 2-1 from the first leg up at the City Ground a fortnight ago. Speedie's first touch to Livingston, the man who scored in that game at Nottingham. And a free kick to Coventry City, to be taken by Greg Downs. High towards Cyril Regis, beaten Chettle in the air. Wilson away here on the left-hand side, and Pearce getting it away, and Crosby, in fact, is operating down the right-hand side as we suspected he might. Jensen brought down by Speedie, no foul, and Burrows gets it back to Ogrizovic. A cup tie on a superb cup tie pitch with a little bit of gloss about it, with the ball skidding about in an exciting fashion. Speedie back in the action to give an extra twist to this cup tie cocktail, and a long clearance there by Ogrizovic. Forest saying we've got our noses in front, we must make sure we stay there, we can't sit back, we have to attack, it's the way we play best. Coventry saying Speedie is certainly going to worry Forest. New problems for them in this second leg. Terrific atmosphere at Highfield Road. Forest, of course, the holders of the Littlewood Cup. Laws with the throw. Clough. Forest will hope so many good things spring from the manager's young son this afternoon. Greg Downs with the throw. Smith playing it forward again. Laws quickly picking it up for Forest. Clough to Laws. Good breakness by Nottingham Forest. And that wasn't that easy for Ogrizovic, because he needed that huge body of his behind it. The ball really scampered off that surface. And Laws is shot.
Yes, actually the first effort of the game, Brian, and certainly the ball skidded off the pitch. Ozzy had to get his body behind that in case it did go a little bit quicker than normal, and it did.
Misplaced pass there by Terry Wilson. Speedie now in possession. Challenged by Parker. Downs playing it in once more. Came off the head of Chettle. Pearce kept his head well to get the ball clear, but too far ahead of Jemson. And a cool piece of play there by Greg Downs. dissecting Jemson and Crosby and finding his skipper, Brian Kilpatrick.
Well, they'll need to be as solid as those car park attendants, Brian. They wouldn't let us in the ground. If they play as well as them, then they'll do well. Mind you, if the Forest forwards play as well as us and sneak round the back, because we got in, didn't we?
You did, Jim. Up goes Kilcline. Wins it in the air. Parker. Jemson. Here's Downs again. He's a good solid pro, Greg Downs, but I don't think he had his best game in the first leg, and it might well be that Forest are going to test his mobility by putting the sprightly young Gary Crosby against him. In the meantime, it's Brian Laws making the run. Here's Crosby. Now, the left boot. No. I thought for a moment that was going to fall nicely for the left boots of Stuart Pearce. Here's Burrows, the right back for Coventry. Cleared by Chettle. Up goes Clough, just touching it on. Now Gallagher, the new buy, a record buy of £900,000 from Dundee United for Coventry City. Here's Wilson, another Scot. And Pete gets it back. A good battling, attacking side. Here's Walker with the header. Forest absolute past masters. Probably nobody better than drawing somebody on to their defensive formation and then striking out just like this. Crosby after it. But Jemson's ball played just that bit too firmly. Jump by Walker. In goes Wilson. Pearce getting there before Kevin Gallagher. Always with the throw. Mickey Ginn. Half cut out by Hodge. Finds Clough. Will the ball carry on that very wet middle of the area there? It will certainly be with Forest, the likes of Crosby, to their advantage to play it down the flanks. Kilcline. Burrows. Here's Trevor Peake. There goes Chettle, but it's only as far as Livingston. That's a good ball played for David Smith. Laws half stopping it, and Walker, of course, quickly. It'll be a throw for Coventry. Downs sold a little dummy there onto his unfavoured right foot into the arms of Sutton.
Yeah, the pattern of the game that's emerging is definitely one of Coventry powering themselves down towards the Forest defence, and Forest allowing them to do so, really, and hoping that they will catch them on the break.
Jemson. Nice play there by Jemson. This is Parker. Clough. Trying to get Hodge through, one of his characteristic little breaks from the midfield. Looking to dummy his way through, but couldn't get to it and gets it back to it. Surprising thing for me at the moment is that Terry Wilson, the Forest number 11, in fact is playing at left side midfield, and I've not seen him play there before. Central defence, centre midfield. In fact, that's something new. It's a pass that finds Crosby. The flag stays down, and that could well be a shove in the back on Downs, though Forest might well legitimately say it could have been an obstruction there by the Coventry fullback.
I think young Crosby could have done a little bit more than he did. He's an outstanding player, but when he's faced with scoring goals or going towards goals, he seems a little bit hesitant. Makes goals for everybody, but doesn't seem to take as many as he might himself.
Well, he's scored 8 this season so far. Grizovic then with a clearance for Coventry City. Chettle. There's Wilson again, getting in the way of Pearce on that occasion, but stuck on his long leg. Half made the clearance. Pearce with the header. Gin knocking it back again to Burrows for Coventry City in the blue and white striped shirts. Parker well back to head that one away very accurately now for Gary Crosby to take on Downs, getting support from Parker. Jemson up ahead of him, Clough inside the box as well. Jemson tried to get the 1-2 going for Crosby to continue the run. Forest with their back four, and Parker and Hodge just sitting in front of them. And Wilson as well. Regis up. Hodge. Caught by Speedy from behind. Word from referee Alan Gunn. Maybe attention for Hodge. And it's interesting that there's the challenge. I mean, that was a bad, reckless challenge in the back of Hodge, with no hope whatsoever, really, of getting the ball.
I think it was a question of, here I am, I'm playing today. Well, I wasn't in the first game.
No, he's just finished a 3-match suspension, and it was noticeable, too, that Stuart Pearce went to the referee and said, words, that's not the first time he's done that.
Oh, it was Stuart Pearce. That's the pot calling the kettle black, isn't it?
Jemson. 10 minutes gone in this Littlewoods Cup semi-final, second leg. Still 0-0. Coventry, of course, 2-1 down after the first leg. Needing to score here. Forest needing to be determined and resolute in defence. And Brian Clough will tell you that all great sides are built on a good goalkeeper and a solid back four. Well, those qualities are needed by Forest to preserve that lead today. And the longer it goes on like that, of course, cause a degree of anxiety in the Coventry ranks, because Coventry have to score today. Crosby to Clough. Laws. Of course, in case you get worried or confused about away goals and so on, they don't matter at this stage, they don't matter in this competition if in fact the teams are level on aggregate at the end of this afternoon here in Coventry. They go to a third game at Villa Park on Wednesday week. Of course, there will be extra time today if it's required, and that's all a long way off at the moment as Grizovic takes this goal kick.
Hello, Barbara.
Coventry will be nursing yet another statistic that they've won their last 4 at home, all straight wins, and scored 12 goals in doing so. A foul on David Smith by Brian Laws, a free kick to Coventry. Hill Klein's come up from the back for this one. 6'2" of defence come now forward into the attackers. Downs takes this free kick. Looked like a handball, but it was a purely accidental one there by Livingston. Here's Peake. Came through to Laws. A very controlled forward ball played to Clough. Now Crosby played inside towards Jemson. A foul on him and a free kick. Jemson, the 20-year-old who's forced his way into the Forest side. 3 goals this season, came in successive matches. But going through a little bit of a barren spell at the moment. In goes Kilcline. Fine Saul Regis, very deep. Here's Gallagher. Tries to get it to Livingston. Walker's with him. Comes to Burrows. Walker's now out of the central defensive area. Can Gallagher turn this back? He can keep it into play, but Pearce is onto him now, and Pearce away down that line. Gin for Coventry. A nice dummy there by Burrows. Gallagher playing it into the middle once more. Speedy, who leaps so well for a small man, couldn't quite get to that one. Oh, a bad challenge there by Clough on Burrows. A handshake. Poorly timed.
I think that's all it was as well, was just poorly timed. He was late getting there. He tried to get there as quick as he could, but he arrived a bit late.
It's Coventry's free kick with Brian Burrows. Kilcline, Regis and Livingston poised on the far side of that penalty area. And a hefty breeze blowing behind Coventry at the moment, as you can see, with that ball unable to be spotted up there by Brian Burrows. Crosby, bring it away. Only Jemson is up, finding Crosby. Here's Pete. Burrows again, taking the game to Nottingham Forest. Livingston. Pass to Gallagher again. Wilson after him. Does his job well. Mickey Ginn. Another throw to Coventry. Forest lost only one of their last 11 games. Burrows with the throw. Looks as though he's going to attempt a long one into that Forest penalty area. Pearce was there, touched by Clough. Walker, beautifully read, quickly in there by Des Walker. Clough now to Crosby. Now, has he got the pace to get past Downs? Downs has got support from Smith. Crosby taking it away again. Jemson in the middle for him. Took too long. Parker with the shot, came off Greg Downs. A good breakout there by Forest, engineered in the first place by a superb piece of defence by Des Walker. Good running by Crosby too.
It does look as though you're right about the Crosby-Downs confrontation, that they're going to try and pump as much to Crosby as they possibly can.
Through to Sutton. Crosby. Downs trying to force him on the outside. A little shuffle there by Crosby. Coventry throw. Just past the quarter of an hour mark. Coventry City 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Forest leading 2-1 after the first leg. Speedy away. Hodge. Wilson. Hodge again. Finding Laws. Jemson. Oh, Smith's beaten his man this time. Plenty of Sky Blues are up. Livingston amongst them. It's a Forest throw. It's a joy to see there's no perimeter fencing. It's been taken down this week here at Highfield Road. A crowd of just over 25,000 here, generating record receipts here for Coventry City of something like £176,000. Some pace to him, and now he's taking on Pearce with some pace. Mickey Ginn playing it in, Parker there getting it away. Burrows, Gallagher again, another tantalising cross towards Regis on the far side. Big Cyril was up there, but it's a goal kick. Or maybe it's a corner given. Coventry's first. So Kilcline up for this one. Smith at the near post. Well, obviously, Regis, Livingston will be the targets. Kilcline at the near post now. Looking maybe for that little flick on that is so difficult to defend against. Chettle in front of Kilcline, trying to get there first. Played short. Smith. Play for Downs. There's the ball played in. Speedy trying to make something of it. Regis, there's a chance here. Off the crossbar. Touched it again and knocked over the top. Smith so close with his header, and some miraculous defending on the line by Nottingham Forest. The closest you could ever imagine to a goal without one actually being scored. Regis, a little chip there, which he does so well, off the post. There's the header by Smith. And it's Brian Laws who just gets it over the top. Livingston flying at that one, but couldn't connect, and it goes behind for the goal kick. What a moment, Jimmy Greaves.
Well, you've got to book that down as a little bit of unluck by Coventry City. They've plugged away. They are playing for that type of opportunity from dead ball situations, and it just didn't work for them. Big Cyril, wonderful chip, did everything right, just didn't go in.
Livingston. And really, with something like 20 minutes gone, it was just the break Coventry City needed. Sadly for them, it was not forthcoming, and here's Brian Boris for them. Still 0-0. Kilcline. Parker. Very soggy in that central area. Laws holding on a bit too long, but that was a superb headed clearance by him. Now Parker. Speedy. Will Hodge get there? Yes, and he's gone past Gin. He won't go past Speedy, but Wilson might get in there. Comes through to Jemson. No foul. Follows for Coventry. Regis, a flick on, but even for the man of the moment, Steve Livingston, that was too far ahead for him. Turned down, Nottingham Forest went there for a trial, actually, and decided, whether they decided he wasn't right for them or the other way about, but finished up here at Coventry. They've really had a golden spell over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Brian Clough, we just got a glimpse of him as he back again there. Nottingham Forest manager.
Well, the only piece of encouragement for Coventry is they now know how they can score, and that is by pressure in the air in particular, where Forest are probably at their weakest.
Now Wilson. Whether Jemson could get to that is another matter. No, Kilcline is there. Getting back to full match fitness now, Brian Kilcline. His first game after a long time out with injury was the first leg, and he was struggling a little bit. So the Forest bench look on, wondering what they can achieve with this bit of pressure themselves here. Now, they've got another throw.
Big Kilcline's also about 3 pound lighter. He shaved his beard off.
Pierce with the throw, used to be a Coventry City player. Hodge. Inside for Jemson. Oh, he might get Hodge going again. That was the plan, but the flag was up. Hodge had straight offside. Halfway through the first half. Coventry City 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Forest leading 2-1 after the first leg. Livingston beating Chettle in the air. Forest get a goal. That really was quite a moment when Laws headed over his own crossbar to save Nottingham Forest, and this is the view from the other side of the ground.
It was all iffy and butsy, but Big Cyril does brilliantly, really. Very unlucky. Good header back, and Laws flicks it over. Or flicks it on top of the bar. Good defending by Brian Laws, really.
Yes. Clough. Downs to Speedy. To alternate too long. Nigel Clough was in there. Chettle, a big up and under. Now to a Grisbich. Good jump by Des Walker. Clough in a bit of space. Oh, and he gave too much of it to Peake. Hoisted high towards Regis again. That time Chettle won it in the air. Smith turning it back once more. Sutton's handling was sure enough. The longest serving player, 28 years old. Downs gets it back.
I think this long ball by Steve Ogrizovic down the middle is going to be effective only if Big Cyril starts to really back into Steve Chettle and make some battle of it.
Throw to Coventry City. Well, it must have, actually, Coventry were suggesting it might have been a handball there by Brian Laws, but both linesman and referee said no, it's a throw. And here's Peake. Again, Walker reading it well, getting there before Regis. What a view that is for the Coventry manager, John Sinnott. Steve Livingston. Jed. Great Downs. High one again towards Regis. Won that well in the air. Good play by Laws. Completely outwitting David Smith. Parker. Walker's header again. Here's Speedy. Crosby. There goes Speedy once more. Laws backpedaling. Crosby. Downs claimed he was obstructed. Referee again agrees. Free kick to Coventry City. Downs will take it. Livingston bobbing about in the box. Has gone towards the near post. Phil Klein's joined them from the defensive areas once more. Regis winning it in the air, but straight into the arms. A comfortable catch for Steve Sutton.
There's a bit of a stalemate going on here at the moment. somebody now has got to try something a little bit different. They've both been playing the same way from the start, and they've got used to each other's play.
There's Chettle with the jump, but he's beaten by Regis. Gin to Wilson. Now Jensen's got away from Kilcline. No, the whistle's brought him back. Hodge prepared to argue the point with referee Alan Gunn. Just for a moment, it looked as though Jensen had made a very good break indeed against 20. From Preston North End. Here's Brian Burrows with another free kick for Coventry City. Hit once more towards Kilcline, and it came off Stuart Pearce. Behind for the Coventry corner. Kilcline there again. What a formidable figure he is. Oliver's in there. Livingston's in there. Regis is poised. Corner short again. Smith playing it in once more, and it needed somebody to take the initiative for Forest there, and in the end it was Des Walker. It's another Coventry corner.
To be honest, Brian, it needed somebody from Coventry to take the initiative. The ball was brilliantly played into the 6-yard box, and all the Coventry players were standing there looking at it.
Well, Smith gets another chance now. Again, it's played short. Again, Smith looking for another angle, and again, Forest get it away. Not very far, though. Kevin Gallagher trying to get the shot in. Might go anywhere. Forest lining up, though, the defenders to get it away and succeed in doing so. A lovely ball by Crosby now for Jemson, but he's caught offside again. And it'll be a free kick to Coventry City.
Well, far be it for me to argue with the linesman, who I am directly opposite, but I thought Greg Downs played them on then, but that's why he's a linesman, and I'm up here with you, Brian.
Well, it's a free kick to Coventry City, Jim, and it's going to be Brian Kilcline on it. Chettle getting some good balls in the air against the likes of Livingston and Regis, although to be fair to Regis, he's one or two that looked as though they could be dangerous. It's Downs with the throw for Coventry. Territorially, they're having the better of it, but then you'd expect that. They really have the incentive to come forward much more than Forest. Forest at the moment not playing with the same fluid play that you see so often, those rippling passing movements. Maybe the pitch at the moment is a little too boggy and through the centre for them. But here's Gallagher. Coventry continue to push forward, and Pearce timed that challenge well. Kilcline. Peak, good dependable defender. Up to Regis, he's won it in the air, and Sutton was there just a fraction before Livingston.
I think I was going to do anything to change this game at the moment. I think if I was little Mickey Ginn, I would tend to stop worrying about Stevie Hodge and push myself forward a bit and let him worry about me instead of being the other way around. I think in doing that, he might just alter the structure of things.
Well, I suppose also, Jim, orders are orders. Peak. Oh! And they nearly got themselves into a terrible pickle there, Coventry. A misunderstanding, obviously, between Peak and Abrizovic, who are glaring at each other, giving each other the old pointed finger. And Forest were almost able to capitalise on that. As it is, it's with Nigel Clough for Nottingham Forest. Stopped by Peak, pushed back by Downs. So little margin for error, but the time of Brizovic was so close to Peak, that ball being played to him. And with the forward breathing down their necks, it's always a possibility for Forest. Smith now for Coventry City. Played for Greg Downs. Regis didn't get a touch on it. Wilson happy to bang that one away. And now Jemson's onside, played onside by Peak. In any case, he was inside his own half. He's got some support up there. Clough was free in the box, and Jemson's inexperience wasn't able to pick him out.
Yes, I'm afraid Nigel Jensen made a pig's ear of that, because Nigel Clough was totally on his own, 20 yards, and a nice ball through to Cloughy would have, I'm sure, done the trick.
In the meantime, there's a problem for Brian Kilcline. But again, it was the perfect example, Jimmy Greaves, wasn't it, of a great Forest break. Well, this is the back pass just a little bit before it, where goalkeeper and defender were really too close to each other. They got themselves in such a state there.
They were. They got themselves out of trouble very well, actually, Coventry.
So Kilcline needs treatment after that break by Nottingham Forest, and Nigel Clough still having words, because that he was so beautifully paced. If Jensen could just...
Yeah. Here, Jensen had the ball.
See Clough on the...
Clough was totally on his own, yeah.
And the feeling is that Kilcline, as he fell there, as we saw, Jimmy, sorry to break in, may well have twisted his knee. He certainly had his problems with injuries. He's had a groin injury, a calf injury, an Achilles injury. It was only just over that, the combination of the three, he was able to come back for the first leg. But
a tough boy.
He's treading fairly gingerly. As you say, he's shaved off that marvellous beard of his from the first leg. Just to confuse you, he said, as he went into the dressing room, as if you could mistake him for anybody. There's Jensen. Taken down by Speedy, who seems to have been injured. In the process, the free kick quickly taken, and Forest are on their way with Laws. Coventry could be caught out here, but no. Hodge playing it out to Crosby again. Now that is an obstruction. An indirect free kick to Nottingham Forest. Parker behind it, Crosby behind it, Chettle up from the back. Wilson, another 6-footer, of course. And there too. And it's Kilcline getting it away. Parker, it's a goal kick. Inside the last 10 minutes of the first half now, still 0-0 here at Highfield Road, Coventry, with the rain clouds beginning to gather again. Forest, of course, as I said before, leading 2-1 after the first leg.
Brian Kilcline still limping quite heavily.
He is indeed. Well, one of their substitutes is Tony Dobson, who played in the first leg and is a defender. Nice little touch there, but Hodge can't quite get to Jensen's pass. In fact, Dobson is warming up on the touchline at the moment, so it could well be that Coventry might need a defensive reshuffle very shortly. In the meantime, Chettle with a header, Walker backing him up, Laws, as cool as you like, getting it away from Smith, and a good pass there. Clough's dummy, I don't think will benefit Parker, but you can see there just how much Kilcline is struggling. Gin. Gallagher. Hodge with the header. Here's Terry Wilson. Carefully played to Jensen. Stuart Pearce. Wilson to Jensen. Clough's in the middle. Kilcline, injured though he is trying to hold him at bay. And Jensen aiming at that far post. Tony Dobson comes on. While Kilcline goes off. He's played centre defence. In fact, he played in midfield in the first leg. Now, the captain's armband, let's see who gets that. It'll be Trevor Peake, I would have thought. Yes, Trevor Peake is coming across to take the captain's armband from Brian Kilcline. And Dobson, who played midfield in the first leg, says his happiest position is left back, but in fact is now playing centre defence in place of Brian Kilcline. Jemson's header. Here's Parker. Smith. Gallagher trying to get in behind. Stuart Pearce read that well enough, though. It's on 51 league games for Coventry City. Of course, scored that stunning free kick goal in the first leg. Clough. No foul. Laws. No kick. He recently celebrated his 21st birthday. Cheltenham. It's the first real break he's made. Left somebody, possibly a gap at the back there, but Speedy wasn't able to capitalise on it. Chetter's got back quickly in any case now. Here's Clough, Jemson. Free kick given to Forrest, a foul on Nigel Jemson. Plenty at stake, place at Wembley. The end of April in the Littlewoods final. Walker in very quickly once more. And this time Livingston caught fractionally offside. Winners of this game, of course, almost certainly facing, we are 5 minutes to go to half-time, almost certainly facing that excellent and exhilarating Oldham Athletic side from the second division. What joy they've given a lot of people up in Lancashire this season. So massive over West Ham after the first leg. You figure that even the lion-hearted Billy Bonds won't be able to put that right. There's...
Start underrating the Hammers, Brian, just like that.
6 is rather a lot, James.
Not in the season.
It's with Hodge. Saying, Jimmy, although it's not the most fluid performance we've seen from Nottingham Forest, apart from that one real big scare, they've looked fairly nicely in control at the back, and they defended really quite well.
You're quite right. They're doing their job. They're doing the job they set out to do. We knew that this was almost certainly the way they were going to play. They're playing it to a T, and so far they haven't made any mistakes at all.
The only mistake there for Hodge was to jangle with his skipper, Stuart Pearce. Coventry in possession again with Kevin Gallagher. Walker, who's not put a foot wrong, coming forward. That's a rare excursion for him. And Jen will get there first. Walker peels off and gets back. In all his time at Nottingham Forest, has never scored a goal, incidentally. Certainly not easy to run that ball through the middle. And here at Coventry again with Gallagher. No foul. Here's Parker again trying to run it through the middle to Nigel Clough. Crosby outside him. Laws. Clough. Here's Speedy. Foul by Hodge. And Speedy, furious, you could see the little man there throwing his arms in exasperation because he felt that if an advantage had been played, Coventry could well have taken advantage of it.
Not too sure whether it was a foul, to be honest. I think Speedy knocked the ball well and wanted to carry on playing.
It's Downs with the free kick. 2 minutes of the first half left. 0-0 here, 2-1 Forest lead overall. Up goes Regis! And the flag up? Yes, the flag is up on this side.
That was more like the old Cyril then. He rose well and was waiting for it. Good header.
So it's a free kick to Forest.
One can't help thinking that he's got to do a lot more of that. He's got to somehow get the better of Des Walker. That's easier said than done, of course.
Goes Chettle, read that well. Parker, Chettle alongside him, Crosby outside him. Here's Gary Crosby. He's given Downs the slip this time. The little chip coming in, and Wilson catching it on the volley. And, well, there was a good half chance there for Forest. And almost the first time that Crosby has outwitted the fullback. Gets the cross in well there.
Yeah, really, that's the best chance Forest have had, to be honest. He did have a good effort there. Or he didn't have a good effort, but he could have had a good effort at goal.
It's Grizovic with the clearance. Walker again. Speedy. In goes Pearce. Three times Forest have won the Littlewoods Cup. Here's Regis. Clough dispossessed him. It's a Coventry throw. It's with Pete. Long clearance by Steve Grizovic. Hodge turning a good header sideways there for Wilson. Dobson getting it back. Pearce. Livingston a bit nonplussed by that decision. He felt that if anything, Pearce had fouled him. There goes the half-time whistle. And Forest at the moment on course for a Wembley repeat. 0-0 after leading 2-1 from the first leg. And a game that has not really taken off yet, but the drama will increase as the minutes go by. Half-time then here at the Highfield Road. Coventry City 0, Nottingham Forest 0.
No goals at Highfield Road, so Nottingham Forest still have the advantage in this Littlewoods Cup semi-final by virtue of their 2-1 win in the first leg, Joe. But really, what we've seen this afternoon, not a lot in it.
Not a lot in it at all, Elton, but I think Clough will be slightly happier than John Sillett at the moment. He's got the wind behind his back second half, and they've still got the goal advantage, haven't they?
Closest that Coventry came to scoring was when they hit the bar twice. What was a remarkable incident, wasn't it?
Yeah, tremendous incident, really, and the only time that they've really looked like getting around or behind them. You can see the ball coming in here. It's a fight in a bit lower, actually, and then there's a miss kick. And Big Cyril's on his heels, but reacts quickly enough to chip it over the keeper. And here it comes off the bar, and Brian Laws, I think it is, who gets the second header away.
Yeah.
He's probably done as well as anyone on the pitch in the first half. Great defending there, really.
Man of the match, actually, Joe, in the first leg, Brian Laws.
Up to now, he's on the way again, I would think, because he's not done an awful lot wrong. He's got forward whenever he could, Elton, and he's certainly looking as good as anybody.
Nigel Clough, we talked a lot about him in the first leg with Graham Taylor. It's just not happening for him, is it?
No, I'm a big fan of young Nigel's. He plays in this little hole on his own where you can't really get to him to mark him. But the pitch is a little heavy. It's superb considering the rain that we've had, but it's a little heavy, and I think he's getting bogged down a little bit. But I think before the game's gone, he'll make at least one telling pass, and that's what they've got to be careful of, really, Coventry.
This was, they were caught out of it here, Coventry, weren't they, when young Clough went through there?
Indecision between the goalkeeper and Peake, his defender, and Greg Downs here, as calm as you like, rather than give the corner away, shows all his experience.
It's been fascinating, Downs against Crosby, and this, just towards the end of the first half, Joe, the only time that Downs has been skinned by the young winger.
Greavesy said before the game that he thought Crosby had been put out there to have a go at Greg, and that is the only time he's gotten away, really, and young Wilson there showing that he's played a lot of his career in the back four.
It's really the only time either side has actually got behind the defence.
That's true, really. The chances have been few and far between. There's good football played in the wind, but very few chances. I think Coventry feel they have an aerial advantage, and they're playing too many high balls.
Yes, now, what now? How's that affected by Brian Kilcline going off?
I think they'll be more affected in the opposition's box rather than their own box, because he hasn't had a lot of headers to make. Forrest plays to feet all the time anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a terrible twist there.
Yeah.
That looks like a player coming back, actually. Yeah.
Sorry, you're saying a player coming back?
Well, I think he's been out a while with injury, and that looks like a player coming back and still feeling his way. And it's a clumsy turn, really, and that looks bad. I hope it's not as bad as it looks for the big fella. OK, Joe, we're going to take another short break now. We'll be back for the second half here at Highfield Road in just a few moments. Join us again. Welcome back. I suppose, Joe, the more the game goes on without a goal, the more the pressure increases on Coventry. Bit of a problem, really, for Coventry now, because they've got to chase a goal, but the more they chase it, Forest are great counter-attackers. They've got to vary the service much more. They're pumping high balls in from everywhere at the moment, everywhere but where it counts. And they've got to try and get behind Forest, really, to have any chance.
Do you see it coming from open play, Joe, if indeed it does come, or from a set piece?
I can't say it. I think that it will have to be from a corner, a free kick. But, you know, they might surprise us. Speedy might get one from distance, but I doubt it.
Let's see what John Sillett's got to say. He's with Gary Newbon.
Well, John, Regis hit the bar, but you really haven't been able to break down the Forest defence.
No, they're defending well, Gary. What we've got to do is play a bit more football. We're lumping the ball forward too early, and we've got to be a bit patient, play our way through, and build off our front men, and get the ball out wide, and then we can get in behind them. We'll be a better side with the wind against us. We're trying to get it in route one. I've told them to be patient and play wider. Get it out the width, cross us in, and hopefully then we'll be leading in. We should be 1-up. We missed a great chance. But never mind. 45 minutes, we'll get it. Keep watching.
The inevitable John Sillett. Do you think Jimmy had been shouting a bit in the first half, judging by that voice?
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
There we go, Coventry then attacking the goal to our left, needing that goal. They have to score here this afternoon. Forest leading 2-1 after the first leg. 0-0 here today. Peake. Hit high once more towards Regis. Walker again, judging it superbly. Gin, played wide for Gallagher. Wilson's back there with him. Steady old job actually on a left-sided midfield position, which is one he knows particularly well, Terry Wilson. But obviously Forrest a little bit worried about the runs of Kevin Gallagher. That's a goal kick. Result from Division 3. Brentford 3, Northampton 2. For that, Northampton at 1 point, 2 goals up. And we understand that up in Scotland, the big Scottish derby there in the cup, Celtic are leading Rangers by a 0-0. Coyne the scorer. Jemson, but Dobson was there. Ball kick out. That shows how much the wind is against Coventry at the moment. Jemson now to Clough. And the ball cannoning off the defender for Forest's first corner of the game. Chettle's going forwards, and Regis dutifully is going back to mark him. It's been taken by Gary Crosby. Short one played. Crosby again hitting him at the outside of the boot. Dobson, or rather Speedy, meeting it first. Regis meeting that one. Stuart Pearce played for Des Walker. Pearce again, knocked forward to Clough. An advantage played there by the referee as Pearce was knocked to the ground. Jensen coming in, but Brizovic there, Pete helping out. Delightful ball played in by Nigel Clough. And Brizovic struggling, and the referee just making sure that he's okay to go on. Big man in some distress. Quite legitimate challenge, though, by Nigel Jensen. Chettle getting it forward to Jensen. Stopped that time by Dobson. Hit forward by him towards Regis.
Yes, that was a good bit of football play by Forrest and a bold save by Oggy. Can't say Grizovic.
And a goal kick. Grizovic still struggling a bit and might need a bit of treatment.
It's a good ball played through by Nigel Clough. Jemson was on his way, and he had to come out, Steve Grizovic. Good play, good save. Certainly no foul, just a clash of bodies.
So Grizovic getting his treatment. Two Forest substitutes warming up, Tommy Gaynor and Teddy Orlickson. It's time to mention a young man who's watching from hospital today. 13-year-old Ben Rouse, who was badly injured in a car crash, went into a coma, and the Coventry players, in a very busy cup tie week for them, have been to see him in the South Warwickshire hospital. And the happy news is that young Ben's out of his coma, and let's hope he's watching and enjoying the football with us this afternoon. Good luck to you, Ben.
Yes, good luck, young man.
Meanwhile, Grizovic has missed only 2 games out of 274, and they were both this season in September. And that ranges over 7 seasons as a goalkeeper. It's a hamstring for Brian Kilcline, but it's okay for Steve Grizovic. He's fit to go on. Livingston. Not getting nearly as much length with his clearances in this second half against a very stiff breeze indeed. Now behind Nottingham Forest. Still 1-0 Celtic lead Rangers up at Parkhead. There's Dobson. It's with Laws. Had such a good first half, and here he is again. Stopped by Regis. Reversal of the roles really there, where a defender stopped by the attacker. It'll be a throw to Nottingham Forest. Need to stay very disciplined with all their defending to be sure of another place in the sunshine at Wembley. To Forest. In the meantime, Speedy gets it back to Grizovic. He'll hump it forward again, looking for the likes of Livingston. And indeed, that's where it's aimed for, but Walker again, winning it in the air. Parker only giving it to Burrows. In goes Hodge. Humped forward this time by Clough. First time, really, in the afternoon you can hear the Forest fans. Some 5,800 of them here this afternoon. And Crosby giving them something to shout about now. Jemson's up there alongside him. Clough has made a good break, and Crosby lost his footing. And you can be sure, for all the experience that Brian Clough's had, he's paying attention just as much as anybody else here. As far Forest battle on 0-0 here. But Chin now bringing it forward for Coventry City, a deflection, and Sutton is down. A nasty little deflection after Mickey Chin had hit that one. It needed just a slight readjustment from Steve Sutton.
Going back to what you were saying about Cloughy, he must be a bit anxious. His men are not finding each other the way they normally do. And Coventry are beginning to get on top a little bit now.
Smith putting it in, Walker getting it away. Parker looking around to see what's on. Chips it forward here. Dobson back. There's Walker again. Hodge helping out. Wilson. Walker. Pierce. Hodge has gone outside him. Pierce in for Clough, and Pierce had gone on with his run and is brought down by Trevor Peake, giving Forest a free kick. Now, Jimmy Greaves, that's what, 7 or 8 yards outside. It might be the sort of range that Stuart Pearce might be levelling his sights on Steve Ogrizovich's goal. It might be just a little too far out for a Clough curler.
I don't know, the wind's at their backs.
Correct,
so,
the wind's at their back.
If they hit it well, it will make the distance.
Sounds like he'd like to be in that Coventry wall now. Faced by Stuart Pearce, the wind behind him. And Gunn insisting they go back 10 yards. Hodge is again in the wall, as he was so effectively in the first leg when he pulled one of the players aside for the Pearce shot to go through. It's going to be Pearce again, against the crossbar! And a goal kick. Well, they say lightning doesn't strike twice. It very nearly did there. What a fabulous free kick expert he's become. And it's a goal kick.
It's a
to much
superbly
relief to
taken
Coventry
free
City.
kick, wasn't it? Cloughy runs over. What a great shot again. Unstoppable.
She curled it round the wall and hit it with such venom as well. Clough. Downs gets in there first. This might be dangerous. No, Walker's there, taking control again. Absolutely superb game again Des Walker's had. And from the other angle, Nigel Clough dummies over the ball. In comes Stuart Pearce, round the wall and against that Coventry crossbar. Wilson now on the far side. Terry Wilson into Parker. Gone through the challenge of Mickey G. Foul by Shettle, no. Play on, said the referee. Speedy gets it back. 10 minutes of the second half gone. 0-0 here. Forest still on course, leading 2-1 after the first leg. Regis to Borrows. Down. Oh, he's beaten them both. No, Pearce came back, timed that challenge well. Clough. To Laws. Quickly into Parker. Peake. Defended well there. Supported by Smith. Beaten in the air that time by Regis, but he got good support from Chettle. Here's Nigel Clough. pitching that ball back towards Ogrizovic. Jensen bringing Crosby into it. A little touchdown by him. Clough couldn't get there, but it'll be a Forest throw. Some space for him. No, Downs covered it well. Chipped back by Peake. He got a little clip on the ankle as he did so.
It is true that forwards are finding it very difficult to get away from defenders today.
Ball well won there by Livingston. Ginn planting it forward to Regis. And Wilson reading that well for Forest, just getting in before Burrows. Jemson operating a little more down that left-hand flank now, trying to get Parker away. It's with Downs. And Peake gets it back to Ogrizovic.
I think we were expecting a game where forwards would be pushing it about and probably creating chances, and that hasn't happened. The defenders have certainly got hold of the game and haven't allowed the men of the creative agenda to do very much.
Here's Peake again. Let's see what sort of distance he can make now. Yes. Inside and well inside the Forest half this time. Livingston to Smith. Walker reading it well, and the ricochet off him could have gone anywhere. It could have gone to Regis, it could have gone to Livingston. As it stands at the moment, Forest a little over half an hour away from another Wembley appearance. Coventry with half an hour left to score a goal that at least would take the game into extra time. Walker. Almost caught out there. Unlike Des Walker, who's been so positive in just about everything he's done today. A London boy, born in Hackney. Pearce to Wilson. Stamped forward to Jemson. Wilson again. Nice play there between Wilson and Jemson. Clough much further forward, it seems, in the early part of this second half. Still with Terry Wilson, he tried to thread that through to Nigel Clough. Forrest get a throw. Yes. Ginn, great little worker through the midfield. Regis, Livingston. Hodge gets it back. Getting soon to the point, Jimmy Greaves, where Coventry have got to start taking a few more risks, haven't they?
Well, there's no point in the draw for them, is there? They've got to push a few players forward. I think, as Snoz was saying at half-time to Gary Newbon, yeah, they've got to try and play their way through a little bit. They've tried it for 45 minutes one way, it hasn't worked.
Walker there, getting there before Regis.
Now I think they've got to take a few Forest players on. People like Ginn, people like Speedy have got to come up and insert their authority a bit.
That's quite right. Well, here is Ginn. Ginn again. Gallagher. Finished in row Z. Downs winning it quite comfortably above Crosby. Misunderstanding there, not many of those between Walker and Laws that time. Forest have been beaten 8 times this season, but never by more than a single goal. And Coventry would be grateful for a single goal that at least would give them a lifeline to extra time and perhaps to a third game. Parker finding Clough. Oh, Clough's given that away to Gallagher. And Livingston on the far side. There goes Walker. And Forrest get a throw. Such pace Walker over those first few yards. He just puts his foot down and the body responds, and he was in there and the danger was over.
Yeah, you've got to be pretty quick to get away from him.
Clough, Parker. Jameson. Gain to Parker. Oh, there's some space here for Crosby. Good save by Ogrizovic. That was winging its way to the far corner. And a good move by Forrest. A really good flowing move, one of the few that we've seen. Parker. And it was Parker, Will Forward, who played such a big part in it. Gallagher getting that one away. Chettle backpedaling. Can pick up Laws here. He's got Crosby wide. This comes to Dobson. Stopped by Hodge. Cleared by Chettle. Here's Peake. Burrows. Gin. Burrows. Coventry have got to be that much more positive now. Firecracker comes onto the pitch. Certainly an excellent save by Ogrizovic, because Crosby hit that with some force. Dobson winning it in the air, quite easily above Jameson. Now here's Gin. Much more positive in his midfield play these last few minutes, and maybe there's a slight emphasis now in the Coventry play. A slight change of emphasis. Crosby, he's gone past Downs. He's got Jameson in the middle and Clough up too. Wilson coming up fast. Jameson, a great save by Ogrizovic. That's 2 in the last minute or so. And Forrest get a corner. Jameson picked his spots, and big Ogrizovic, some 6'4" of him, was leaping across there to get it clear. Wilson again. A long cross again towards Jameson. Cleared, thankfully for Coventry, by Dobson. Laws. And away go Forrest, or rather Coventry. It's Burrows on this side of the field. A back heel and a good one for David Smith. Plenty of blue shirts are up now, including Regis. And in the end, they claim a foul on Dobson, or rather on Burrows, who'd gone right into the box. Referee didn't want to know, put his arms behind his back.
Oh, absolutely. Quite right, actually. I mean, Dobson should have done better here, in all honesty. He's got the ball, Burrows, and he didn't really do anything. I mean, you can't ask for anything in those situations.
But some sparkling play then at both ends, and in all the excitement, 2 excellent saves by the Coventry goalkeeper, Steve Ogrizovic. First from Crosby and then from Jensen. Dobson hitting a long ball forwards. Regis winning it in the air. Speedy coming in first. Oh my goodness, that very nearly crept in. Sutton was down on it like a hawk. And Coventry find their voice. Burrows again. Peake. Gallagher. Walker staying steady. Halfway through the second half, still 0-0. Excitement mounting now as Forest keep their 2-1 lead from the first leg. Speedy comes to Crosby. Not the right touch at all. Downs finds Regis. Speedy for Gin. A much more positive approach by Mickey Gin now. Foul there by Parker. Free kick quickly taken. It's with Burrows. And now with Kevin Gallagher on the far side. Got past Wilson, but not past Hodge. Jemson's header. And another good header by Jemson. Clough into the path of Parker. Attack and counter-attack now. Here's Crosby. Played into the path of Jemson. And a corner for Forest.
Certainly up and down stuff now.
Crosby with the corner for Forest. Clough putting it on for Crosby. Knocked away towards Hodge, trying to get in there. It's Livingston right back making the clearance for Coventry. Walker. Laws. I'm not sure what Wilson was doing there. He just let that one go by him, and Burrows keeps it in play. Livingston. Speedy. Gin. Burrows again. Coventry have got to make all the play now. It's back again with Mickey Gin. Desperately searching for this opening goal. In goes Hodge. Jemson trying to get there before Dobson. They're having a good old physical battle. Dobson 21 and Jemson 20. Now Gin. Gallagher. And Forest with all those red shirts back. Desperate to get it away. Clough. Ball played long and forward. Grizovic not moving very easily, incidentally.
We saw that what we've been looking for, though, Brian. Mickey Gin starting to run at the Forest defence, and if they can get their players running at them, then confusion is created.
It's a free kick to Coventry. Greg Downs with it. Speedy leaping for this one, but Wilson got there before him. Jemson, that's a good ball to Clough. Now for Crosby. Needed a better ball in for Parker, but Crosby gets another bite at it. Now he finds Parker. Clough's available. And a shot that is just wide from Terry Wilson. But it must have clipped off the Coventry defender, because it's a corner again to Forest. With 25 minutes of the game gone of this second half, 20 minutes now to go.
Here comes Archie!
Crosby again with the corner. Coventry, I noticed, warming up Kevin Drinkle. Burrows doing some good work in that right back position. Now Gallagher getting away from his man. Faced by Walker. Pearce is coming back. And it's a goal kick. John Sillett soon to play his last card, having already got one substitute on because of the injury to Brian Kilcline. He's now warming up Kevin Drinkle to bring greater variation maybe up front. Drinkle, a striker, of course. Dobson's header. Won by Parker. Falls not for Clough. Whipped away. Foul that time by Walker on Regis, a free kick to Coventry. Come on, City is the cry around Highfield Road now. About 18 minutes of the game left.
Not enough of that already.
It'll be Greg Downs with the free kick. Floated towards Speedy, and a waste of a free kick. big battle in Glasgow has been won by Celtic, a 1-0 against Rangers. Here it's 0-0 on the day, 2-1 to Forest overall. Jemson hanging there. Jin gets it back to Grizovic. No prizes for guessing what he's going to do. He only goes as far as Crosby. Downs. Peak. Borrows. Jin. Here comes Wilson. On for Brian Kilcline. Laws. And Downs will put it back to Grizovic. Wilson's header. Here's Peak for Coventry. Burrows. Livingston. To Jemson, and now Crosby moving in field, and free kick given to Forest for the foul by Greg Downs on Crosby. Parker will take it. No. He's moved on. Pierce wants something of it. No, and in the end it's Hodge. Laws. Come to Crosby. It'll be a Forest throw. Indication of just how much water we've had up here in this part of the Midlands today. Crosby again. Brian Laws. Speedy at him, but he's found Crosby again. Get it into Jemson. Now, what can he do? Tried a shot, which simply no room for him, but Hodge finding Crosby, couldn't control it. Coventry throw. Well, Forest, 3 winners already in the League Cup. Now the Littlewoods Cup, 78, 79, and last season against Luton. Coventry, for their part, have never been in a Littlewoods final. Of course, they won the FA Cup final against Spurs in 87. Got to the semi-final of this tournament once before, back in 1981, only to lose to West Ham. Quarter of an hour now of the 90 minutes left. So if it stays this way, it's Forest who go through on an aggregate of 2-1 to Wembley. Wilson. In for Laws, hit first time, another good save by Grizovic. Well, that 6-foot frame has been stretched across that goal 3 times in this second half to bring off really excellent saves, and that was the latest of them from the fullback Brian Laws.
I think it is still a question, though, of lack of penetration on both sides. All those shots were from the edge of the box. Nobody's actually got in there. And it looks to me as though somebody somewhere down the line has got to have that little bit of strength and inspiration to get in that 6-yard box and crack one in.
Well, Coventry will hope that Kevin Drinkle can do that. The last card has been played, and it's Kevin Gallagher who comes off. Record signing. And Kevin Drinkle, formerly with Grimsby, of course, Norwich, and last season with Glasgow Rangers, finished indeed as their top scorer with 20 goals last season, who's now come on. And so they've really put everything forward now. Regis, Livingston, and Drinkle. Crosby battling with Downs. Downs winning that one. It's a big central thrust now that Coventry are making, hoping that the likes of Speedy and Gin can supply the ammunition for the three big strikers to save this semi-final occasion for them. About 13 minutes left. Dobson will take this free kick. Sky Blues are forward in strength. Mickey Gin, a bit of space for him. Trying to get Burrows in. He overhit the cross. He played so well there, Burrows, but then just maybe that little bit of panic right at the end. And just overhit a cross that could have been so dangerous because Drinkle, Regis and Livingston were all in that 6-yard area. Peak. This could be really testing times for Forest now. Speedy. To the far side, it's Burrows again. Let's see what sort of cross he can hit this time. It's a better one towards Regis. Chettle up there well. Speedy with a shot, just over the top.
At long last, Speedy and Mickey Gin are getting involved now a little bit more forward. I mean, Mickey Gin there created a very good opportunity and the cross was really squandered. And this is what they've got to do in the last 10 minutes if they're going to create anything.
Gin. Downs, hit forward again. Walker's there against Regis. Parker in there once more. That's a long old back pass there from Gary Parker, man who scored the winning goal in the semi-final last season against Bristol City in the Littlewood semi, you remember? On a day not unlike today, actually. If anything, it was wetter. Wilson to Clough. Pierce. Jemson. Clough again. Tried to get a 1-2 going, just a little bit ambitious there, but here's Hodge. Wilson again, a back heel, which all it did was to give the ball to Coventry. An advantage and a good one played there by the referee, but again Walker, his foot to the floorboards, gets there ahead of David Smith. Don't quite know what we're going to do about man of the match, Jimmy, because we're going to have to choose one, but we won't know whether there's extra time. If there's a goal in the last minute, goodness knows, but you've got to consider it certainly in the next 6 or 7 minutes.
Well, at the moment, it's got to be a defender.
Jemson getting that back under a lot of pressure from Jemson. Huge kick forward again by Ogrizovic. Regis getting above Walker that time. Parker nodding it down for Laws. Knocked away once more. Back it'll come again from Ogrizovic. Chettle. Play anywhere. At the moment, maybe not very pretty as a cup tie, but it's getting a little more tense as these last minutes are played out. Both sides battling for a place at Wembley. Coventry now needing this goal so urgently, with a little under 10 minutes left. Walker across there again to stop David Smith in his tracks, but Coventry with a throw. No, there's no time to waste. Downs with it, hurled towards Drinkle. Another throw to Coventry. Again, it'll be Downs. He's got quite a good long throw. And looking for Livingston, who finds him. Smith. It'll be another throw. Seconds continue to tick away. Livingston. Laws. It's given to Smith, though. Now for Downs. Played in towards Livingston. Was Chettle getting that one away? Minutes are left.
Yeah, it's all going to be pretty desperate stuff from now on in.
Peak. The Burrows. Speedy on the far wing. Driven his cross towards Drinkle. It comes off the head of Chettle. And a good recovery there by Brian Laws. But even so, it's a corner for Coventry. Dobson up there. Drinkle's in there. Peak's come up from the back as well. Driven high towards Speedy. And missing them all. But here's Peak, the captain. Pushed in by him. Parker getting it away. It's pretty urgent stuff for Coventry. But you get the feeling there's some pretty desperate defence that's going to be needed by Nottingham Forest. Another throw to Coventry. Regis. Not very far, it's with Gin. Challenged by Hodge, flicked away by him towards Speedy. And in goes Pearce. Mickey Gin again. And again. Speedy. Go on, have another go, he says to Mickey Gin. Crossed in by him. Up goes Walker again. It's all being played around the Forest penalty area now as Smith turns it in once more. Drinkle's touch. In goes Wilson. Can't get it away. Jim plays it wide for Burrows. This could be promising for Coventry. Regis is in there. And Parker gets it away. Not very far once more. Downs planting it in once more. Speedy getting up towards this one. And on the far side is Burrows. Now what sort of cross? It's a good one. Regis with the header, and Laws happy to belt it away. Let's listen to the Coventry fans now. A little over 5 minutes left. The big prize is still there, waiting for somebody who can snatch a goal for Coventry, or indeed, if they can defend well, for Forest. Smith brought down by Jemson, play on, good advantage, it's with Mickey Gin. The Sky Blues are all around that Forest penalty area now. Speedy, twisting and turning, and in goes Pearce. And at last, a bit of relief for Nottingham Forest as he plays that ball down the line. Only Jemson is up in a red shirt. Back to Igrizovic. And again, you know what that means. Exactly 5 minutes left on the clock. It'll come to Crosby. Now, are we going to get a Forest counter-attack now? Clough outside him. It's with Nigel Clough. Crosby. Stopped by Peak. Back to Igrizovic.
It's interesting to see the Forest defending there, because although it was pretty desperate, it wasn't that desperate. It was controlled defending, and really you get the feeling that they've got this game wrapped up. I know that's fatal to say, but it looks that way to me.
Speedy. Speedy. And now Crosby. Knocked in again by Downs. Walker getting it away, only as far as Gin. Scorching shot just too high, but it's flipped away for the corner. So another corner. Smith will take it. The pressure's on Forest. The minutes are ticking away now for Coventry. Smith hitting it wide. It came off the knees of Speedy. And Drinkle almost turned it into the Forest net. And Sutton simply sat on it.
A difficult chance this for Kevin Drinkle, because Stevie Sutton was right on him. There's not a lot he could do other than what he did, which was turn it. As you say, he sat on it. And with 3 minutes to go, that's the best thing you can do, Brian, sit on it.
There's the long clearance again by Igrizovic. There's Hodge with the header for Forest. Oh, it's all pretty breathless stuff now. The prize is such a big one. Here's Jensen. Oh, and he's got clear. No, he's got Dobson to face now. Now, what can he do? It wouldn't bounce for him. Tony Dobson stood up well. In goes Hodge. Clough to Parker. Crosby's in a bit of space, or at least he was in a bit of space on the right-hand side. He finds Nigel Clough again. It's the Forest throw. Hodge. With 2 minutes left. Ask you to name your man of the match in a moment, Jim.
Yep, okay, Brian.
It's out of play again.
Ready when you are.
So, name of the man of the match, please.
Well, I'm going to give it to Stevie Chettle, to be honest, because I think whilst Pearce and Walker have played brilliantly at the back, it's all been centred around this man, and he hasn't put a foot wrong all afternoon. He's defended brilliantly.
Here's Parker. Here's Clough. He tried to guide that into the corner, but it just wouldn't go there. So Steve Chettle, man of the match. Laws getting it away. Wilson with the header. Here's Hodge. Forrester now a little more than a minute away from Wembley. Peak. Hodge with the header. Wilson playing it away. Just take a few seconds for Ogrizovic to hit it forward again. Walker. Downs with a header. Parker with one as well. Crosby. Inside the last minute now. On my watch, about 35 seconds. Livingston, very deep indeed. Almost the last throw now for Coventry. They play it again towards Regis. Hodge only half got that away, but it reaches Crosby. Played to Nigel Clough. A sensible ball played to Crosby. That'll eat up some more minutes. 15 seconds of the game left. Forest on the threshold of Wembley again. Unless Coventry can find something very dramatic in the last few seconds. Must have been an offside against Crosby. It's a free kick to Coventry City. We're playing time added on for stoppages at the end of the game. Dobson hitting it forwards. Trinkle playing it on towards Speedy. And again, Forest get away. Hodge battling in there. Downs versus Crosby, as it was from the first minute of the game. Played a half a minute of time added on. That's a foul, and a silly foul really by Steve Chettle there on Speedy.
Didn't give him man of the match award for that.
And here is Speedy. But there's Chettle getting it away. Only as far as Peak. The last desperate seconds now for both these sides as Pearce gets that one away. Referee Alan Gunn, who's had a fine match, looking at his watch. And Forest are through to Wembley again on a 2-1 aggregate. 0-0 here. One Coventry player down in deep disappointment, flat on his back. It's David Speedy. But Brian Clough has got that Wembley feeling again. Fine defensive performance by Des Walker, by Steve Chettle
case of keeping a tight control and a good defensive play. It was a case of getting a result away from home. And we're going to Wembley. Now, despite the look on my face, we are delighted.
Do you get just as much buzz now as you did? You've been to Wembley lots of times.
I'm delighted I'm going back for the second year running. I'm sick of losing in semi-finals.
You've never lost a semi-final in the League Cup?
No, not in the League Cup, but I've lost in the semi-final of the FA Cup twice. I've lost in the semi-final of the UEFA Cup. I don't normally lose in semi-finals. I'm sorry for John that he's not going, John Salette, because if anybody would have lit Wembley up, him and his team would have. But we are going, and we hope you're there, and we hope also, sir, that we light Wembley up.
I'm sure you'll like Wembley up, and your young players have got a lot of talent out there. Jimmy Greaves made Steve...
Is that your opinion or mine?
Well, you bought them, so obviously you were right.
Get on. I never bought anybody in my life.
Steve Chettle was the man of the match for Jimmy Greaves. Would you agree with that one?
I will have to think about that. Jimmy nowadays is not the best judge, but I think, having looked at it, I will go along with him.
Brian, thank you for talking to us. Well done again. Your success story does roll on, doesn't it?
Gary, try and talk to me at Wembley.
I'd love to talk to you. It's live on ITV.
And thank you for grabbing me.
Thank you. Thank you for talking to me.
Well, never a dull moment with Cloughie, Joe. He's the guy, all things being equal, you'll have to outwit at Wembley now.
Well, we've still got to do it, but I thought Forest were good today without being anything like as fluent as they can be. Mission accomplished. They were never really in too many troubles because I don't think Coventry caused them enough problems. I think it was 87 minutes when the keeper sat on the ball, and that was about the nearest he had to making a save.
I know you were very impressed with Steve Hodge in the Forest midfield, the work that he got through. We can actually have a quick word with him now. He's down there with Gary Newborn.
Steve, what did you think of your side's performance today? Was that just how you wanted to play?
No, we found it hard the second half. They threw people forward and we were hanging on near the end, but in the semi-final you're bound to get under pressure at some stage, and the back four and the keeper was superb today for us, and we hung on, and honestly, before the game we had settled for a clean sheet, and that's what we got.
You say that, but you had all the chances in the second half, didn't you?
We had 1 or 2 breakaways where we might have scored, but we were intent really on just holding it at the back and hanging on for the 0-0 really.
What did Brian Clough say to you about this match? How did he want you to play it?
As we always do really. I mean, we came here to win the game really. Coventry obviously were behind from the first leg and had to get a goal. So at half-time, at 0-0, we were quite happy at 0-0 at half-time, really.
You're the sort of one of the older players in the side, the veteran. What about the young players in the Forest side? How are they going to do at Wembley again, do you think?
Well, that's a long way off now, Gary. We're just pleased to be there. We've got 12 games to get through first in the First Division, so...
Right, what about these young players in the side?
Well, the young players, obviously, I'm not really old myself at 27, but obviously the gaffer gives them the guidance that they need, and the older players, like myself and probably Stuart Pearce and nobody else really. Steve Sutton obviously gives them tips now and again, but they get by on their own talent, really.
You seem to take it so calmly at Forest, and everybody's so relaxed about it.
We weren't relaxed today. I mean, we were very nervous before the game.
Were you?
You're bound to be before a semi-final. It's a big game. The supporters obviously are pleased we've got there. We're all pleased we can relax now. You know, it's all over.
Well, you're through. You've got some more league games, you say, but you are through.
Yeah.
Here's Elton.
Thanks very much indeed, Gary. Well, we'll be chatting a bit more with Joe Royle very shortly, but right now, we're going to take a break. Welcome back. Well, they do say in football that the worst thing you can possibly do is lose a semi-final, Joe. A word of consolation for Coventry.
Well, they've given their all, but they can play better. They know they can play better. In terms of effort, they've done tremendously well, but Big John said at half-time they played better with the wind against them, you know, but it didn't come to fruition for them. They just never really got going as they can play. But they've given everything, and that's all you can ask for. And
this was the closest they came, really, 87 minutes.
He had a bit of a scramble. I think he ends up sitting on a head, doesn't he, the keeper? He's done ever so well there. But that's really the only true save he made. Grizovic at the other end was much busier.
In fact, there were 1 or 2 moments in the second half which can only be described as vintage Nottingham Forest.
Never more dangerous than when they're defending, and then all of a sudden, from the edge of their own box, they were on the edge of the opposition's box, and Grizovic made 3 or 4 very good saves.
Here's the first of 2, Joe. Again, very slick this by Forest, isn't it?
Yeah. You can see the right winger Crosby coming in now, and he hits it well, really. First touch isn't what he would have liked. The keeper's made a good save there.
Now, of course, This has really been the hallmark of Brian Clough's teams for many, many years, hasn't it? Very, very slick movement, very clever.
The faces change over the years, but the style's the same. They hit you on the break. They've always got lots of pace about them. They pass the ball, and they're very disciplined. And here he is, young Crosby, coming in again now, who didn't have an awful lot of the ball, actually, but when Forest were dangerous, he was usually involved. And here's Parker, I think, now trying to get a shot in. And again, Grizovic reads it well and makes a good save.
Yeah, it was a good save, that, wasn't it? Well, let's take a Coventry reaction, Joe. Brian Kilclane, their captain, who unfortunately had to miss most of the match. He's down there now with Gary Newbon.
Well, Brian, the losers' dressing room's always an awful place, but to see John Sillett sitting in silence and looking stunned in the bath is a new experience.
Yeah, it is a new experience. Like, the lads have gone out there, give 120%. They've had no luck at all. And John Sillett, he's totally exhausted for what he's had to do in the dugout, which is a lot of shouting and screaming, but today wasn't to be our day. And, you know, I wish all the best for Forest, but I'm the only one that was going to go out the dressing room anyway, because I was already dressed, and they're the ones that are going to kick me out. They're all sick as parrots, and we just can't wait until next week where we can get out there and, you know, right this game.
Actually, you say that you didn't have the luck, but in fact, your goalkeeper had to make 3 brilliant saves, and of course, your bar was hit just as Cyril had hit their bar in the first half. So really, over the all, Forest deserved it, didn't they?
Well, I'm not going to say that. I wouldn't say that. If we'd have got the look of the ball in the first half, we could have had a goal. When it hit the crossbar several times, it might have been a different game in the second half. But as you said, they had 3, 4 good chances in the second half, but that's because it's wearing out on us. But I think we finished the stronger, and I don't know, it wasn't to be for us today.
Thank you for coming out, Brian.
Tell me about.
Right, well, we're, of course, back here at Highfield Road next week for a league match, Coventry against Aston Villa, who are, at the moment, the league leaders, but who had a very disappointing result yesterday at Villa Park. That was against Wimbledon, a reminder of that.
Life is practically perfect. The last thing you need is Wimbledon, and you can well do without squandering early opportunities to keep the momentum going. It should have been David Platt's 22nd of the season. Villa really began to pay the penalty with almost an hour gone. John Fashanu trundling through and upended by Mountfield and making no mistake from the 12-yard mark. It would be unjust to put this one down as a major shock, and just to Wimbledon. They've only lost twice away from home all season. Fashanu again 10 minutes later. Chelsea never fully recovered from Wimbledon's big win at Stamford Bridge. Villa, well, could go the same way. It'll be a real test of Graham Taylor's man management skills. To conclude, how about this from Paul Miller? The perennial party poopers in a party mood.
Right, Joe, it's going to be a tough examination for Graham Taylor. He's got to get it right for next week, hasn't he?
Very much so, but they're a good side, they're strong. Midlands derby next week, big game.
Joe, thanks for being with us. It's been a real pleasure. For all of you at home, join us next week for the match. Bye-bye.